Hello and welcome to Old Lady Plays. I'm Kate, the old lady, and this is Basking in Glory, episode 14 of an athletic club save. And you know what comes next. Ow, Athletic! How has it been going? Well, you already know how it went. Sort of. Um, you saw everything but the final game. We managed to draw with Coruña in our final game, 1-1. So, very disappointing end there. But we did end up ahead of Real, behind only Valencia and Barcelona by 5 points and 9 points respectively. I call that a pretty good result, to be honest. We've qualified for the Champions League. You know, everything's pretty good. End of season awards. Let me just quickly look at this because that'll help me remember who was whom. Ibai Gomez was the fans' favorite player. Signing of the season was um, I'm trying to think. The only person we didn't have a signing of the season. That's right. Young player of the season was Oyhan Sanjet. No big surprise there. His development over the last year has been amazing. There probably won't be a game in this episode. I'm just warning you. It might be a little shorter episode, but it's just going to be about transfers and the end of season and all of that stuff. Development, I wanted to have a look at this fellow progress. Look at his progress. That's over a year. From 2.5 stars up to a full 3 stars. So he's still got ways to go with his ability as well. So I'm very pleased overall with this. Look at that. Just a steady upward climb. Very nice. So, spotted a real winner in the what do you call it there? Schedule. That's the end of last year. Let's pop it forward to this year so we can look at the friendlies that we've been doing. Hello. Why won't you let me click? There. All right. As you can see, we've had several friendlies. It was the result of a strange miscommunication between me and my assistant manager, who kept on putting up more friendlies at the same time as I was putting up friendlies. So I put up Hajduk and Luzern and Cercle Bruges, and then he came back and filled in with PSV and Braga and Shakhtar and Köln. And so we end up with games 3 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and 5 days apart, or 6 days even, and then back to 2 days, 3 days, before we've got ourselves a 9-day break before we start the season with none other than Barcelona. The perfect start. So yeah, that's going to be something that we have to deal with. So yeah, we don't have our Champions Cup group yet. We won't have that until the end of the month. As far as transfers are concerned, you can see we've had a lot of loan offers and things like that, but we've only brought in 2 players so far and let 2 go. So pretty balanced. Well, 3 or 4 go, really. We let Christian Canea go. He's off to Frosinone in Italy. Inigo Lique, who is off to Espanyol. Mikel Vesca is out again on loan. I don't know why. I just don't seem to have room for him in my team. Gorka Guruceta is out on loan and will run out his contract doing so. Nico Serrano is out on loan. That's good. And Unai Bustinza has gone to Getafe, who are back in the league this year. So that's been quite good. But the part you want to see, the part anybody would really want to see, is who have we brought in. And frankly, as you can see by the numbers, they're not what you might call extremely expensive players. But look at the quality of this. 3.5 to 4.5 stars. Oh, come on. We'll go this way. Gets into opposition area, likes to lob keeper, does not dive into tackles, promising attacking midfielder. He's professional. He's got some pace. He's got some free kick taking. He's got some vision. His mentals could really use some work, but with the potential that he's got, I thought he was worth a shot. So he cost us 2 million. He's worth 1 million. I'm okay with that. And Manolo, this is the best prospect we've got. My goodness. He's only 17, and look at some of these numbers already. His vision and passing, 15 each. First touch, 15. Determination, 16. Flair, 14. Decision, 13. Off the ball, 12. Oh, he's got everything. He's already in the B team. Our B team is now basically our development team because, as you can see, we've got a decent development squad. This is the under 19s, I should say, and there's some real strong candidates here. As you can see, Carlos Imaz is pretty good. David Mateo is pretty good. Michaelis Mendy, Mendy. I'm not sure. Goldo Imaz. So there's some fairly nice quality people there. Many of the best of them are out on loan. We have Nico Serrano, a decent looking young left winger. Markel Gonzalez, attacking midfielder right, another winger. And again, he's looking pretty good. Guruceta's out, obviously, and Vesca is out. But let's see, Bilbao B. Now this is where we've got a bunch of players. We've got Lolo, who's look at the rocket of his progress. It's just wow, and he's coming along beautifully as well. Look at the passing, composure. This is going to be a good player. So I'm really excited about some of the prospects we've got. Ander Delgado, great looking young keeper, and so on. So we still do have Inigo Martinez. I haven't brought myself to get rid of him yet. I probably won't now, but oh, he bugs me. Yeah, he's probably not going to become. He's probably not going to be captain again this year. So it is what it is. Look at the progress of some of these players: Vencedor, Sanchez, Gerando, Danny Vivian, Lolo. Some of these guys have just been absolutely amazing. Some of them not so much. Villalibre has jerked back a little bit in terms of his progress. So the other bit of well, let's just have a quick look at the C squad. And the C squad is mostly grayed out players. We've got a few players in it, but they're mostly out on loan. Ibon Espizua, another good goalkeeping prospect. Not quite as good as some of the others, but he's pretty good. Anderlaka, an okay midfielder. Good physicals, but not much else. And Aguirre Zabala, he's okay. He probably won't make it as a top goalkeeper, and that's really it for the development center. It occurs to me that there is more transfer news that for some reason doesn't get done under all transfers. Released players. Well, so Raul Garcia retired. Is now available as a staff member. He's not a very good staff member, unfortunately. Benyat is a somewhat better staff member. He wants to be an assistant manager. I might be able to find a spot for him. With the under-19s, but he's not very good at working with youngsters. Maybe on the C team, I don't know. Antonio Lopez, Oscar de Marcos never recovered from that knee ligament crushing that he had. He's down to 2-star, and yeah, he's just not. He's lost it. Um, so that's unfortunate, but there it is. John Solera's out, Arezzo is out, Navera is out, Andoni Tascon is out. He was a bit of a tougher choice. He's got some nice numbers, but he's got no work rate and no passing and no vision and no teamwork, and his concentration and composure are poor. So overall, I thought that his ability was not going to develop in the way that we expected. Unai Perez, another reasonably decent one, but again, determination of 2, anticipation of 6. He's just not quite good enough. Asier Cordoba, I have no idea where he's gotten to. R. Majda Honda. I don't even know where that is. Oh, it's a Spanish club, okay. Anyway, that's interesting. And Gorka Estrada is out as well. So we've released a bunch of players, and we brought in only a couple. So, things are not going especially well in the terms of the transfers. But we knew this was going to be an issue, right? In that finding players. Sorry, that's not the right one. Where am I looking for? Scouting. Finding players is always going to be a certain amount of frustration. For instance, there's Kepa Arrizabalaga, great goalkeeper, and we would love to have him. Unfortunately, he's at Chelsea and he's playing every game. So, Jean-Baptiste, that's one we've been looking at as a possibility of bringing in. We don't have a huge amount of money, but we could probably afford to bring this guy in. Let me know if you think we should. Drop a comment. Let me know if you think we should go after this guy. He's reasonably decent, and I'd like to have somebody to back up Via Libre that we can count on at this level. We have some young strikers, but they're not really ready yet. So I'd very much like to. Kenan Kodro, of course, we sold. Kevin Rodriguez, not bad, plays for Sevilla. Might be a left back replacement. Yuri is now 31, so that's a possibility. This guy looked quite good as well. Not so much with the physicals, but look at those mentals, and his technicals are pretty good too. So there are players out there. This guy's listed, but look, he's not that great. I mean, he's okay, but he's okay. So these are the best players available, realistically. We could also include some others that are not interested in transfer, like this guy. Plays for Sociedad. 55 million he's worth. Woof. Odriozola is at Real Madrid. Look, there's a bunch of guys at Real Sociedad, but the problem is that they are a rival of ours, and so signing players from them could be somewhat problematic. Oh, look at him. Wow. There's some really good players here. I just hadn't tried taking off the interested in transfer button. Many of these guys would not be interested, but look at this kid. Determination 4, but everything else. Pace, off the ball, vision, passing, crossing, dribbling. Just wow. Very nice. So, there are some players out there. If you see any that you think we could really use, by all means let me know. I'm open to hearing. Yeah, so how have we gotten on? Let's see. As you can see, we won the first friendly. A couple of goals from Via Libre. Ibarondo got the goal in against PSV. It was funny that this should be PSV because PSV is the club that I picked for my personal save. And I'm well into the first season. We're on top of the league and progressing well. Not doing so great in the Champions League, but otherwise going pretty well. So it was fun to beat them and see all the players that I'm used to seeing from that side. Anyway, Luzern, we beat 2-1. Lopez and Williams getting goals. Williams, Ibarondo, San Vicente, and Ibai Gomez getting goals in this 4-3 thriller. It was back and forth, and yeah, they were up 2-0 after 10 minutes. We came back with a goal before half. They went up 3-1. We came back to 3-2, 3-3, and with a goal in the 94th minute, a 4-3 win. And it was a fluky goal too. It was one of those, you know, goalkeeper makes an error sort of goals too. So, Via Libre, Yuri, and Yusuf Diarra, a young striker, who's looking reasonably interesting. He's not quite really at the top level yet, but he's pretty good, and he might get himself a little bit of time this year. It's possible. It's not. I don't know. We'll see. Cercle Bruges. I showed you that. Shakhtar. Again, we won, but look at the late goals. They went up first. We came back and tied it. Sanchez took us ahead. Ibai Gomez took us even further ahead, 3-1 on the 94th minute, and then they scored in the 95th minute. So we've got a couple of friendlies still to go. Köln and Lazio, and that's really about it. And I don't want to do a game today because I've already been talking for 16 minutes. Trying to think whether there's anything else to cover. Dynamics are going very well. They are supporting me now. Atmosphere is good, and the cohesion is brilliant. So that's excellent. And that's one nice thing about not being able to transfer very much, is that it's very easy to maintain the cohesion. And look at the social group. Everybody in the same social group. Everybody. Very nice. In terms of support for me, we've got 9 players. That's a new high of players supporting me. So I'm kind of pleased about that. That's very handy. You'll notice that most of the players down here are the younger players, like Hernandez, Vivian, Ibarondo, Nolascoin, San Vicente, our backup goalkeeper, Vencedor, Cortazar. These guys are all the youth. Alvaro Nunez is another one. So is Inigo Vicente. Unai Lopez. This is the same. I know we had more than one Unai Lopez, but I think this is the one that we've been playing. Yes, this is the one we've been playing. We've had a bunch of new, what do you call it, salary requests and stuff, but we're in pretty good shape. I told them I thought we could qualify for the Champions League again this year, so they gave me a slightly increased budget, 26.7, and I've got 370,000 spare in the wage budget. So if I wanted to bring somebody in, we've got the budget for it. It's just a question of finding somebody who's good enough and that we can afford, and that will be willing to come here. That's really the only issue. So it's overall going quite well. We've got, tons of money in the bank. We're in no danger whatsoever of going under. We've sold like 48,200 tickets or something, 49.2. I don't know, we sold a lot of tickets. Let's search. Let's just see whether it's here or not. Season tickets. Season ticket sales update. There we go. Expected to sell 48,200. That's about 100 more than last year. So that's pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Our finances as well. Sponsors went up this year. Um, so these are new sponsorships. Excuse me, a new main kit sponsorship. It's yeah, everything's going well. We also managed to completely clear our debt, so we owe nothing, which is awfully nice. Means financial fair play is no problem whatsoever. Wages, we actually went down in wage commitments because we got players off the books who are making an enormous amount of money. This is the reason that I'm thinking about selling Inigo Martinez, um, because he's making 185,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Oh, sorry, he's making 170,000 now. He'll make 185 next year. So, anyway, that's a lot of money. He's a good player. He really is, but his attitude is really, really terrible, um, and it bothers me. Anyway, I'll probably just take the captaincy away from him and give it to somebody more worthy. We'll figure out who that might be. Anyway, I think that's going to cover it for now. I think that was everything. Oh, the Club Vision. Let's just quickly peek at the Club Vision. Um, Notice that they have dropped the under 23 requirement, so that's one less thing they're not going to be giving me a hard time about. They want us to be competitive in the Champions League and qualify for the Champions League. So that's entirely doable. Um, and then they eventually want us to keep qualifying for the Europa Cup at least. At the end of 24-25, qualify for the Champions Cup. They're pretty happy that I've already passed this, because it's like 4 years ahead of time. So, hooray me. Um, anyway, I think that's enough waffling. I want to just quickly see, did we get any new rivals? Because I noticed that the game in recent years has been more likely to generate competitive rivals. Nothing yet. Still got Real Sociedad, Atletico Pamplona, who are back in La Liga again. They got promoted again. Alaves, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, with the Vasco derby being the only derby we have with Real Sociedad. So, oh, I meant to point out, Ibai Gomez is on the favored personnel list now, over here, where I cannot reasonably show you. Excuse me for a second. Let's just put that back down. And yeah, so Ibai Gomez is on that list, which is really nice. I'm not yet, but I'll get there in time. I think they are supporting me pretty well. So yeah, so there's the team. There's the transfer special. I'm sorry we don't tend to do much in the transfer specials, um, but I'm really excited about the prospects we're bringing through. I think we're in for some real quality within a couple of years. That we should have a crop of really fine 20 to 21-year-old players within a couple of years. And I'm really excited about that. Anyway, that's enough for that. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We'll be back on Wednesday with probably the Barcelona match, because it's the first match of the year, and it's Barcelona. And then we'll throw in the Champions League draw into that video, and then we'll be off and running again for the third season. I hope you didn't mind dropping a like, hitting subscribe if you haven't already. Share some of the videos with your friends. We've had lovely subscriber growth lately. All kinds of people. Big Monkey on a Stick has subscribed. Custard Prophet has subscribed. I can't remember who else. There were so many. It was like Adrian McAuliffe was something like that, I think, was the name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, but I'm excited. It's fun to have more subscribers. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm loving the growth that we're having in the channel just now. And I will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day and take care.